Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading covering July 16th to July 31st, 2022. This is a general reading for those with Pisces in their birth chart. However, cross watchers, you are also welcome. Keep in mind that the individuals identified may be swapped, and the intensity of the energies may vary. So take with you the messages that resonate and leave behind for others whatever does not. We're going to go through and get the meanings and clarify this reading with additional tarot cards and close off with an oracle card message. So first we explore what lessons you've been learning. You have Pine Spirit, Purification, and the Five of Swords. Second, we reveal what you don't see coming. You have this Kate Side, Theft, and the Wheel of the Year. Third, we find out what will influence your perspective for the remainder of the month. You have Peace and Page of Swords. Two of Wands is your perspective as you enter the second half of July. Strength is what surrounds you. The shadow side, or the devil, is your motivation, and the outcome is the Four of Swords. So here, the lesson you're learning with purification, it's a sense of kind of cleaning things up, healing what needs to be healed, detoxing what needs to be detoxed, cleaning out the old and unhealthy and replacing it with something that is pure. With the Five of Swords here, this is kind of ego and problem solving coming together. It's a card of like winning at all costs, not knowing when to walk away from a lose-lose situation, and a sense of false victory. So to some degree, this purification is the lesson would to, get rid of what isn't for your best and highest good. Don't pursue a lose-lose situation. Don't win if that means that you have to make others if you totally annihilate others, and kind of come from a place where you kind of lighten up a bit, maybe. Don't take things too seriously. Come from a place of moderation. If you're feeling kind of icky or clogged thinking, maybe see about drinking, being more hydrated, eating more nutritious foods, something along those lines. But here it's a sense of learning that you need to get rid of some things that are kind of dragging you down and fogging your sense of self and self awareness and how you think about things. So let's take a look at Five of Swords here. You have the Five of Swords. So here it seems that maybe you're not really learning that lesson very well, or you're having a tough time with it, because this motivation of the shadow side or the devil, this is kind of being drawn to illusions and misconceptions. This has to do with negative thinking patterns or negative habits, things that are like addictions, and kind of giving up your power to something that's not truly going to help you in the long run and not for your best and highest good. So here, for some of you, maybe this has to do with some type of chemical dependency, whether it's nicotine, sugar, alcohol, whatever it is. It seems like this is a difficult lesson for you to learn to walk away from. Here, what you don't see coming, here you have this card of theft, and the wheel of the year. So it kind of indicates that there is opportunity to change, and it may be that you are kind of cheating yourself out of that opportunity somehow. But basically it's kind of, the concept here with this card is this cat here is like maybe a witch that can transform into a cat, but that people who are, being buried, that this cat is stealing their souls before they can actually be buried and go to, the afterlife. So here it's a sense of change and a sense of opportunities for there to be a transformation, but perhaps not recognizing that you're the one in control over where you can be, at least in the wheel. The best place to be in the wheel when it's spinning is in the center, like being grounded, having a sense of stability within yourself. So let's take a look at this wheel of the year. You have 9 of Pentacles. So this is a card of rewards, enjoying the rewards of your hard work, being independent, being recognizing that you can accomplish whatever you want in the material world. So to some degree, this is you kind of cheating yourself out of that potential. And here, this card of peace, what influences your perception, it's a need to kind of slow things down a bit, possibly, meditate, if you need to, if you're unable to slow things down and look at things from a different perspective and kind of be at a place where you are accepting of yourself and accepting of, your situation, because 5s have to do with chaos and conflict. If you're not in a place of peace and you don't think you can do it organically on your own, then, possibly see if you can talk to a counselor, a medical professional. But it seems here with the Page of Swords, perhaps some research, getting some information about things may be helpful. So let's take a look. You have the 8 of Pentacles, and this is about kind of really working on something. This can be a job, but it also can be on yourself. So with the Page of Swords here, the Page of Swords is not really necessarily a card of peace. It's almost trying to get all the information as soon as possible so that they can, go into action as soon as possible. There's not, I kind of think of a kid who, gets a toy, maybe a toy sword for birthdays or the holidays, and doesn't read the warnings or instructions and just pulls it out of the box and just starts whipping it around. So here it's a sense of really needing to kind of put your focus, your attention, your heart and soul, and making things happen for you, where you are, possibly battling against this type of energy. Maybe that's kind of contributing to this Five of Swords energy, but it's really work that you're going to have to put in. But there is a place of peace that you can find. And here with the outcome being the Four of Swords, this does seem like recovery, rest, peace, meditation, rehab, whatever that is for you. So here with the Two of Wands, your perspective going into the end of July is wanting to get outside of your comfort zone, wanting to succeed in something that you haven't succeeded in yet. So let's take a look at that. You have the Emperor, and this is a card of having power and authority, having a plan of action, and really following through, but also having a sense of boundaries, knowing what is for their best and highest good, and really drawing a line and not allowing things that are not for their best and highest good to influence their heart or their mind. So what surrounds you is strength. So there is a way for you to kind of reflect on your situation, who you are, your strengths, your weaknesses. There is something outside of yourself. You don't need to do things alone. And possibly even asking for help is something that's difficult, especially if you've got this like Five of Swords, these double Five of Swords, and this Page of Swords. Page of Swords can want to learn things, but there's also a sense of immaturity and impatience there, and kind of to some degree wanting to more prove their belief as opposed to admitting they don't know and wanting to learn. Prove their assumptions or something along those lines. So, or maybe it's just this Page of Swords that's kind of like bringing out that concept for me. So let's take a look at this strength that surrounds you. You have the Page of Swords. Great. Okay. So to some degree, it's dealing with this Page of Swords. And actually, here is more of the gathering information version of the Page of Swords. Really wanting to learn, wanting to be enlightened, wanting to, being curious about potential. That's more of the, looking at things from a higher perspective. So it's almost like, to some degree, needing someone else to help you recognize these like Page of Swords are kind of battling themselves when it comes to your motivations and the devil or the shadow side. It's a sense of, a sense of stubbornness and immature sense of like a know-it-all kind of aspect, and then the more studious of there's something else to learn. There's something you can always change. There's always another way or another solution or another path or something to expand. And the Page of Swords is more like just trying to, this Page of Swords is kind of just trying to be like, no, this is what I think it is, and this is, everything around me that I see, I'm just going to find like a self-fulfilling prophecies. I'm just going to support my own beliefs. So here with your motivations being the shadow side, it's really there is some kind of temporary benefit that you received at some point in time with this Five of Swords. It was protecting you somehow. It was giving you a sense of confidence possibly, but being more of, taking on more responsibility, being in a position of true power and, true strength kind of requires you to recognize that there's always something more that you can learn, that you have to be open to the possibility of learning something else, that someone else's way is better, that, winning at all costs is not winning. So let's take a look at this shadow side here. You have this Four of Pentacles, and this is a card of trying to get security and stability in the material world. To some degree, it's, has to do with kind of have a miser mentality of like, this is mine, I need to protect this at all costs, or I won't have anything. So it's kind of a limiting mindset. For some, it could be more of you just need to know what you need to be fully grounded, what you need at the base of, being physically healthy, mentally healthy, emotionally healthy, spiritually healthy, and just kind of starting at that point and not necessarily trying to accomplish more than that. So here, it's really a struggle with yourself and your sense of the way that you think about your success, your accomplishments, what it means to be accomplished, things along those lines. And here, with this peace concept, it's about slowing things down and not necessarily having to rush. And here with the outcome with being the Four of Swords, it is a sense of withdrawal. It is a sense of also possibly healing something from the past. The Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords, which is three swords stuck into a heart. So to some degree, whatever the situation is, going to the Five of Swords, it really needs to, go to this Four of Swords place to heal whatever was at that Three of Swords. So let's take a look at the Four of Swords here. You have the Magician. So the Magician is about willpower and being aware of their environment, recognizing their talents and their skills and the resources available to them to create what it is that they want. This is also the card of the trickster. So to some degree, not slowing down, not coming to peace, not healing that Three of Swords aspect is contributing to this motivation of security and kind of your understanding of the world around you and how to operate in it. Teeter-tottering between the magician creating, something real and the trickster that is banking on concepts of illusion. So I'm going to close off this reading by pulling an oracle card to see which animal totem will guide you the rest of the month of July. You have cat, independent. You are a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. So what's interesting about cats is that they are connected to their intuition. They are connected to something greater than themselves. They maneuver in a way that is very intentional and very slow, so that they are aware of what's going on and they're in control of their environment to the extent they can be, but that they're not just, you might see cats dart around. That's not their ideal desire. So here it seems that once you recognize your true abilities as this magician and can, come to this place of healing and peace, there is really a path for you to use your abilities to help heal others, possibly needing, having the same issues or needing other types of purification in their life, or, having, needing that support that they don't think is available for them. So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective for the end of your July. To get more information, check out ratings for each of your sun, moon, and rising signs. And we'll see you next time. Take care.